Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. I'm doing a new segment which was a continuation of one thing that um, I did in the summer. Uh, Maybe you remember my video about the CGE controversy. This is a continuation about that, but I thought that, hey, I'm gonna make a segment that's called Let's Talk. And because that's an open invitation and just my thoughts. Um, it's still gonna be my thoughts, but I'm gonna uh, make a video about anything about the industry. It can be something that's positive, that's something that's negative. Mostly it's gonna be positive because we are in a positive space most of the time. But I didn't want to do this video, but I was kind of a bit pushed into it because of things that happened. And because I didn't have a platform where I felt safe voicing my opinions, because some things happened, I'm doing it here. Because I feel that you can always have an open conversation. I'm not talking about bigotry or attacking people or anything about that because um, the freedom of speech ends where someone else's freedom gets cut off. And uh, that actually happened to me. Um, I have to raise my voice a little bit because I still don't have my mic settings set up, and I also didn't want to do it. To be very honest, uh, I now feel kind of okay, but just leading up to this, I felt nervous because this is something that you don't like. I think nobody would like to do these videos, but sometimes you really have to. Um, I'm gonna. The video is still up on my channel. You can just check it in August. I think I will put a link to it down below, and any links that I can find to explain the situation if you want to read about it. Some things I haven't written down because I didn't think I would need receipts, um, but I will clarify why. The thing is, in the video you will find out why I felt this video had to be made. Um, a bit of a recap. This started in August. Actually, started way before that, but in August, actually just before that, found I found out about the CGE controversy about CGE making code names back to Hogwarts, which they will be releasing at Essen. And it has controversy because J.K. Rowling, a well-known bigot and all-around crazy person, um, yeah, I usually don't call out people like that, but she is kind of crazy, and I condone everything that she's done against the trans community. Uh, the thing is, I feel there's no open debate with her about stuff. Or maybe there is, but she's just kind of narrow minded. I'm gonna come back to it because this is not about J.K. Rowling directly. And this is about the controversy that sparked because CGE made this decision. Um, in my other video, I talked about that it's not always like a black and white decision. By the way, I think my cam has spots on it. Sorry about that. Um, and I think that um, it's not always black and white. So go check out that other video. Uh, so I felt like I had to do a video, and the thing is, I didn't call out people in the video. I just uh, uh, I just said said like these channels said this, but because of me not being able to voice my thoughts and my questions and me trying to learn by asking those questions and to understand people better on BDG. And also because of the decisions of these channels to not just only in an interview call out, but they called out CGE for this. And I'm going through the thing, so these people will be in the video. But at some point, I feel like there's an hypocrisy going on because um, when the when my other video was made, there was this interview on Board Game Wire uh, with these channels, with an organization that the Board Game Association's organization. I don't know the complete name of it. At least their response was quite. I think that they did the most correct response that you could do in this situation because it's an ongoing situation. When it's an ongoing situation, I feel that people usually tend to get harsh, but as soon as more information comes out and when a company uh, sees, um, or not really sees, I think they saw it before, but they couldn't respond in a timely manner, so that also made things worse. As soon as CGE did the right thing, you didn't hear anything from those channels. So basically, this video is made in twofold uh, because of what happened on the BDG forums, which I will come to in a bit, and because of this hypocrisy, because it's very easy to praise, to stab people down or to raise your voice like a social justice warrior or whatever people now call it. I feel that when a company does something good or makes amends, it should be commended, especially in this day and age where we see what's happening in America, we see all the negativity, we see all the divide, we see we feel it because it's the problems in the Middle East, the problems with Russia and Ukraine and Gaza and stuff like that. It's kind of, you have to be a robot to not feel anything. Um, and then there's also the immigration things in Europe and everywhere else, because it's easier to make a common enemy, and that's how right wing crazies uh, get power. But I'm not only. And the thing is, the right wing crazies. I'm not. My political spectrum is always somewhere down the middle. Like Chris Rock said in one of his stand-up specials, like some things I'm liberal about, something I'm more conservative about. I think there's a lot of people, but the thing is, if you don't, it's like if you don't pick a side, you're either against us or you're for us. And I don't abide to that. It's I abide to sitting down, talking to people, exchanging ideas, exchanging perspectives, defending them, debating them. Um, Respecting other people's ideas, but also make a clear point when um, things become too extreme. And I'm not only talking about right, I'm talking about left. I will come to that. So I'm actually gonna go to the Board Game Wire page. Uh, So the thing is, it's here. So reviewers, including no pun included, shut up and sit down. Boycott Codenames published CCGE for release a new Harry Potter game while ignoring J.K. Rowling's anti-trans rhetoric. I don't know if there's a uh, new Board Game Wire uh, article about them, the changes there were in this story. Not in this story, but the changes to the timeline where now CGE said that they were going to give give the revenue that they get from Codenames back to Hogwarts to the trans community in some way. I don't know if they already picked out an organization, but they were saying that they were gonna give the money that they were making. I think minus the cost, of course. I think it's just the revenue uh, what they make in just like the earnings of Codenames without, of course, taking out the manufacturing costs. So if that's how it works, is not, for example, if Codenames Back to Hogwarts is €30 or $30, not all the €30 or $30 is going to that organization, but what they earn. So that's not what the retailers will earn. So the revenue can be different. So if it's from their site, I think it's going to be a bit more than if you do it through the store. But that's going to be hopefully a lot of money. I hope this will be a story like the Hogwarts video game uh, that also had controversy and um, that got fueled by the leftist crazies, which I call them, um, and that was a big success. Um, the thing is, they could do no right, and I think here in this example, I think, oh, they can do no right. It doesn't matter how well they are intended, because I don't believe that the whole company of CGE is full of evil people. And if you believe that, then you're completely wrong. There's no debate about it. Well, there should be debate about it, because I don't want to shut down what I just said, that there should be debate. But it's just a figure of speech. Figure of speech. Um, but for that reason, these channels have not made any. What I could see from their list of videos, these channels didn't make and the because they were interviewed by Board Game Wire, but what they said here, they didn't make a video about it, and I found that so weird. It's like, I don't know if there's something that they're scared about or something like that, or they think that this is enough. But the thing is, if you're so passionate about dragging CGE to the mud, it's also depending on what you say, of course. But these people that make the videos, and the thing is, I do believe that it comes from a place of understanding and a place of like, I feel there's injustice, because my niece always says to me like, hey, Edgar, you don't like injustice, do you? Like, no. That's why I complain so much in the car about bad drivers and stuff like that, and crazy drivers that could possibly kill people, that and stuff like that. So actually, I totally understand where they're coming from. But the thing is, if you get interviewed by this and you feel so strongly about it, I would think that you would make a video about it. What um, and not silently. I don't feel it's hiding behind the Board Game Wire interview, but thinking like, hey, this is just enough. And you can debate anything about it, but the next point I'm going to make is that uh, after CGE had announced, after they made like a really weird apology, and I went to the in September to the I tried to put in CGE Harry Potter controversy. I got to the BGG page, and I saw a lot of people talking about it, the same kind of like words that are being used, and that I like. There's no really a sense of like, hey, let's wait out what this is, how this is will play out. But at that point, there was in the timeline, because it starts with the discussion, and the further you go down the timeline, the more things get explained, because time passes by and they have time to respond. CGE made like a lame apology. It was like a PR apology, basically. That's what I call it. You can think anything about it. If it was lame, seeing that they couldn't really talk a lot about it because later on it was found out that there's don't know really how to explain it, but I think the thing is CGE is the head of CGE is not really the person that makes the shots. I think there's a company that's above CGE that I think owns part of CGE. I don't know if it's investors or something like that. But basically, it was kind of like a gag order that they couldn't really speak. It's like, uh, so they made this apology, which was actually like a general apology, you could say, um, until they could, until the until things got discussed internally from the higher ups, and they could make a statement that was kind of like approved, I think. So that's is a bit and half baked story, so bear with me. That is what I saw in the BGG thread. I don't think I can find it again because if I knew what would happen later, I would have saved that thread and I wouldn't put it on. I wouldn't put it here because I don't want to go out like just random people with their account names on BGG because I'm not going to do that. Um, the thing is, I am doing this because these people chose to be interviewed. So I also choose to be on YouTube. So the thing is, if I do something wrong or something right, people can talk about it, criticize it, and have an open discussion about it. And I don't feel like people on a BGG thread um, should be like in the limelight unless it's something that they really do kind of like in a public space. Um, and I know the forum is a public space, but the thing is, um, this isn't about them. It's about what I saw because in that timeline of that thread, it came out also from people that were totally against CGE, that CGE was uh, some information came out about the structure of CGE, and the CGE couldn't respond uh, in a matter because it was from like higher ups and things needed time. Uh, and the thing is, some people were like, "Hey, first, there were some things about hey, it took too long," and then when the response came, it was like too like corporate or like a general apology. And then time went by, and also there came like a more sincere apology, and also that they were giving the revenue back to the trans community. Um, After that, um, I didn't hear anybody talk about, hey, CGE did the right thing, um, but all the negativity is still hanging uh, around in this Board Game Wire. I didn't look for the Board Game Wire site if there's anything about a positive, like a continuation of this matter to to this article, like as follow up to this article, because that would be good. Because there's also no follow up. There was not really a follow up of anything on these no pun included websites. Not Shut Up and Sit Down. Not the other ones that are on this list. Um, for that reason, and also actually the thing that slingshotted this for me to do this is that I responded on the forum uh, in September. I just asked a question. I can't even remember what it was because I didn't think that this would be something. And I was like, at some point, I my like not even like half an hour later or 20 minutes later, my comment got flagged. It got flagged, and I was like, what the hell? and I thought it was like a one-off thing. I was not really. I was kind of like, ugh, like this. I didn't have really any energy to be upset. I was kind of irritated, but I thought it was like, oh, this is. I just this my comment encountered the wrong moderator because you have to be lucky. It's like going to a store. You don't know if you're gonna get help by a person that is really capable, or you don't know that mood of the person. I was like, well, yeah, I found bad luck on me. I found the person that has a bad day and just decided that this was not appropriate for some weird reason, and just shut me down. Um, so what happened then? I let it go. It's like, um, and then I wait. Let me just check something. Oops, sorry. I'm just gonna do something to. No, I'm not gonna do that. I was gonna show you my inbox on BGG. I'm not gonna do that uh, because honestly, um, later on or between that and my next comment that I made on a video of I think Andrew Macaque is room 51 or something, and I just asked a question. It was to the BDG videos, and I was like, and that one I remember a little bit, not the exact word because it's important to know the exact word because it can be interpreted differently by people if I use words that I didn't say. But it was in the line of like, hey, what do you think about uh, companies like the ARP? Because it was more like CGE got the brunt of it because you cannot make a game like this in 2025 because the revenues go to J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling has been known in the past to be anti-trans, um, but it was the thing that people differentiate by with CGE is that now in 2025 she is actively trying to get legislation off the ground. She's open about it. She even brags about it. I think on X or what was Twitter, um, and I think other platforms, but especially on X. And she and that caused massive controversy. The thing was, my question really is is that I don't think it's fair to CGE that they get the brunt of it, while other companies. I'm not just calling the ARP, but the ARP is the first thing that comes to mind because they have also a Harry Potter license. Um, is that even if CGE didn't give money to the license to Harry Potter, Harry Potter's creator J.K. Rowling directly or indirectly, uh, why is only CGE being targeted? Why is the ARP not a big target? Why? Because this is just new, but it's still hypocritical. Um, I didn't put it like that. I was just put it like a normal question, like, hey, what do you think about the ARP? About not the ARP, but about uh, uh, companies that put out thing about licenses that were already in place that still gives money to J.K. Rowling, because it's not just CGE money that she's using. It's the money that she got from all the years of Harry Potter money that she got. Not all of it because she spent some of it, but she still has a lot on her bank account. This is not a this is not a debate. She still has money from before that she's using for nefarious purposes, for evil, basically. Just but we're talking CGE. I feel that, and I just asked like the normal question. Hey, what do you think about it? Like an open question that person could openly. That person is a trans person. Uh, is a trans man, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, if I'm saying it correctly. Uh, but it's weird to me that just an open question about that, but hey, I want your opinion on something, got flagged down against. That was my second one. And it was, they said like, oh, this is your second one, like a warning. So basically, I can't talk about it there, but I can talk about it here. This is my channel, and YouTube is, for what I can see, a more open platform, which is not governed by the BDG bubble or echo chamber. And the thing is, what's worse about these good intentions is that they are kind of like only discussed in echo chambers, because that is where people feel safe. Honestly, that is not safe. That is just conformity, uh, killing debate, killing freedom of speech. And the thing is, I will not be part of the of that on BDG. And the thing is, I can't, because I have a feeling that if I do it now, my account will be blocked. Is that fair? No. I've seen things I also saw some Reddit pages. I haven't gone too deep into this wormhole because I don't want to. Because I really didn't want to make this video, but I think I should. And I do feel that I can only talk about that echo chamber that I found myself kicked out of, um, which was the BDG forum of that particular subject. But I think maybe it's a bigger problem. I don't know. Uh, is that uh, when you have such an echo chamber, there's no room for debate, there's no room for growth, there's no room for understanding other people's opinions or insights, and that just is not good for anybody. It's also not good for the hobby. It is not good for the hobby, because I will tell you something. Um, there's this. The divide is like this. I will put it into perspective. Which is like, now you see my hands, right? If there's like a political spectrum or a spectrum about opinions, I'm usually more in the middle. Sometimes, if this is you and this is me and we're more in the middle, we see each other. Like, hey, we're not that far apart. And we can talk to each other and stuff like that. What happens if we go further? I have to yell because you're way too far. We can still meet in the middle. Or the thing is, maybe I have to yell. I can get upset. I don't need to yell. I don't need to say that you're an idiot or just call you out for anything. Well, not call you out. I don't have to. I don't have to cuss you out or something like that. But it happens when you go further apart. It's like a horizon. Because now, hey, you guys see my hands, right? What happens if I go out of frame? If I go past that horizon, I can see you. It's like you're not there. And then there's no more debate present. That is how an echo chamber works. They make this shield around themselves, and as soon as someone finds the edge of the shield and wants to come in, it's like, hey, how are you? How are you? I heard about this and this, and like, but I feel like, whoop, you get pushed out, and you cannot come back in. For the second time I tried to get back in, like make a healthy debate. I got pushed out. I can come back in again, but because it's like, oh, this is your second warning, I see that as a threat. I still feel that there's too much power in these sites that say they have a safe space, but it's only if for people that agree with you. So because of that, uh, and that hypocrisy of some of the channels that uh, didn't cover the positive news, because the thing is, hey, negative news attracts and stuff like that. They didn't even do negative news, which is, I found it weird, because that would have a lot of clicks and views, right? But then they would be called out for being, hey, you're just putting this out for clicks and baits. That's why I'm gonna go to the thing. You can. I'm gonna put this link out again. It was in my other video. I This is just to go to the list of channels that I was subscribed to, and not even really watching their videos. Um, some of the channels I watch more than others. So no pun included. Was it no pun included? Uh, yeah, no pun included. Uh, yeah, it says also here that they blocked Mesos Trans and trans rights supporting profiles. I think they just blocked it at that point when this was still like a hot thing going on. Is that there was, I think there was like, I don't know, but seeing as history usually repeats itself, it's like, um, I think there was a lot of like hate and maybe threats going around on the Blue Sky Codenames account. And I think they just block everybody. The thing is, honestly, I would have done that too. Because it's not okay to send threats and hate and stuff like that. Sorry. Uh, by any means, and I want to stress this as clearly as I can, don't send hate to these people. I cannot. I'm here uh, pointing out things that I don't think it's right, but please, please, please don't send hate towards, no pun included, to the people there on that are making the videos, that are making the content, that are making the people that are following them. Don't put anything in the comments. Don't send hate threats. Uh, if you want to engage them in a civil manner. Um, but I canceled my subscription to No Pun Included, to Shut Up and Sit Down, to 3 Minute Board Game, to wait. There was also the Kovrai. Um, and basically, that were the three that I remember. Um, One thing that I have to give props to is the where is it? Uh, uh, yeah, it was Kovrai. But there's also the oh, here it is. It's also, it says here, the other things I'm not gonna say because I don't want to give them any more platform, but I think this is a good, professional, and also sincere uh, reaction from the Tabletop Gamer Designers Association. Um, no, it's, wait, sorry. Oh yeah, it is here. There's a thing about Elizabeth Hargraves, which I totally don't agree with. Uh, and I'm not gonna say what it is. I don't want to give any people more platform. I'm just gonna say like, hey, educate yourself. I'm not here to do that for you. I'm just here to give you my opinions. I didn't mean that in a bad way, by the way. I just don't want to say like, hey, you should go this direction or this direction. Um, just read, feel with your heart, think with your brain, but always think. Don't let your heart always lead you. But the thing is, what I liked here is it says here, tabletop Gamers Designers Association is dedicated to fostering diversity in designers and diversity in viewpoints. However, we do not accept intolerance and demonization of a specific group as an acceptable viewpoint. This is particularly true as anti-trans rhetoric and action has been increasing in many countries around the world, including the United Kingdom and the United States. We urge CGE to consider their plans to release Codenames Back to Hogwarts, or at least dedicate a portion of the proceedings to organizations such as the Trevor Project to offset licensing fees that flow back to Rowling. I think that's a good response. Is like you say, like, hey, at least consider doing the right thing. Everything else that was said by all the other people didn't consider that, and I appreciate the tabletop gamers. Am I saying it correctly? The Tabletop Gamers Designers Association. I appreciate them for coming out in this fashion, because this is a more approachable fashion way we can talk about it, and the other things just get me upset, and maybe it should and maybe it shouldn't, but it's like it doesn't add to the conversation. It it adds to the conversation, but it adds also like a negativity that shouldn't be there. If I'm getting myself corrected, then I'm going to. By the way, how long have I been talking? Oh, 37. I was going to talk about half an hour, but well, but I have to talk about one person that I didn't talk about their name, but I feel that um, I really feel that some something has to be said about this. Um, there's this designer, Marceline Lehman, and she's the winner of this year's Diana Jones Award Immersion Designer Program. Suggested a sit-in. I talked about it in my other video. I didn't say who it was, but I think that is the worst thing that you could do. Like I said, a sit-in affects people that are there, that come there to. What are you gonna do? Stop a child from getting the game? You're gonna just sit around the booth and just block people from getting the game? You are making yourself no better than the company that you're saying is evil. So there are people with children there, families. You're actually doing a sit-in not at CGE. Wait, what did she say? At Gen Con. So you're basically doing a sitting at Gen Con. At the CGE booth, because there's the difference. Gen Con can just boot you out. I think Gen Con basically has nothing to do with this controversy. This is a controversy that should be addressed outside of the convention, because the convention is not part of this situation. The industry can talk about themselves. They can come together like, hey, what should we do? Invite CGE. Don't talk with them without them present, because I think that's just not not a thing that you should do. Because if you really want to help the situation, you put everybody around the table. You can even invite the. You should actually invite a few of this trans organizations, and say, hey, what can we do about this? that that gives you a more united front against J.K. Rowling. Instead of doing a sit-in, J.K. Rowling is laughing her ass off, and is like, huh, they're not even united against me. What are you doing? Honestly, I think this is just a despicable thing. The thing she suggests a sit-in. She doesn't say that she's gonna do a sit-in. So she's just poking other people, and this is what usually happens with the extreme right and extreme left. I mean, really extreme. They poke other people to do the stuff for them, and I despise that. I generally despise that. If you're gonna do something, yeah, you can rally people, but you damn well gonna join them. And maybe she would have joined them, but this is not the sentence that's here. She suggests a sit-in on the expected lines at CGE Gen Con booth. So she's doing a sit-in will impact more the people visiting Gen Con and Gen Con, and it will also impact CGE, but you're impacting more than just CGE. And she says, in order to obscure the path to purchase. So she's actually saying, I'm going to decide if you're going to purchase this or not. And you can agree if someone purchased this product or not. But the thing is, a lot of people that go to Gen Con don't know about this controversy. Or they go like, there's nothing I can do about it. My little daughter loves Codenames and she loves Harry Potter and she wants to buy this. And the thing is, a lot of people, and I really understand, they go like, yeah, I give to trans organizations, and I give to some other organizations, and maybe they don't have the money to give to organizations. Um, and the thing is, you cannot fight every battle. The thing is, you have to be specific which battles you fight. And what you're gonna fight? You're gonna do a battle against a grandma and their grandchild that goes to Gen Con, maybe? What kind of person are you? So, and make their space uncomfortable and inconvenient. No, you're making the whole convention uncomfortable and inconvenient. I didn't hear anything about this happening, but just the suggestion to make this happen disgusts me. It really disgusts me. And she said on Blue Sky, I wish more creators had much of a backbone as Elaine and Efka from No Pun Intended to call out bigotry and transphobia. More creators should be making these statements about these publishers like CGE. Where's the statement when they did the right thing? I went to her page. There's nothing about this. Where is the statement? The thing is, I'm making here a statement. Why? I made the statement before. I didn't call anybody out. But I feel like now I should make a statement. Like a more deep statement. And the thing is, backbone? I think this is a lack of backbone. If you're doing a sit-in at a convention, and there's still more conventions coming this year. Well, there's Essen, and I wouldn't be fair to say that I'm scared that something happens at Essen, and I don't want this to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. So I don't know. Also, by the way, in another post which I cannot find, um, she said like, I talked to 99% of the publishers and they all agree with me, kind of thing. I'm paraphrasing here. Liar. 99% of the publishers, there's not even 99% of the publishers at Essen. Maybe 80 or so, 85. There's a lot of them. And there are also slightly small publishers that cannot even make it to Essen. You haven't talked to 99% of them. I call bullshit. So I'm just getting upset now. And I knew at this point I would be upset. And I tried to reel it in. But I really feel strongly about this. We have people from both sides making things worse. Just because you're on the right side doesn't mean you can make it worse. So I will end up on a um, and also, by the way, she also says designers should free pitch to them, customers should free pitch purchasing from them. There are people there that have nothing to do with this policy, or they cannot speak out because they can lose their job. And if you don't buy from them, it's like she said not to buy this product. She said customers should freeze purchasing from them. So basically everything. So the people that made SETI, the people that made Kutna, yep, they're all evil because whatever. Things are not black and white here in some aspects of this conversation. The thing is, I think designers should just sit around the table with them. It's like, hey, what did you learn from this? How did this come to pass? It's basically, we should have this open conversation so that the industry could be better prepared from when these things happen. Because these IP, how do you say it? These IP licenses, making a game, getting the license, doing everything, it doesn't happen in a few months. It doesn't happen in a year. Sometimes these things get a few years in. They take a few years. And then you have to do manufacturing and stuff like that. I'm urging everybody to be very careful out there. Also on BGG. I'm still going to use it, but I'm not going to debate on anything. And the thing is, I don't have a voice. I cannot make a statement. I cannot talk about this. So I'm forced to do this video. I'm forced to call people out on things that are not okay, just like they do calling things out that are not okay. And we can still have an open debate about it. It doesn't mean that I should be shut down from BGG forums. And even for that, I took, if you look at my Essen list, I had the Hobbit there and back again. I'm boycotting that game. And it's not because the thing is, it doesn't matter if I boycott it or not, because if it's a good game, it's gonna get success anyway. But the thing is, Marceline Lyman did the solo version of it, and seeing as I don't agree with how she basically just tries to make everything worse, I cannot support this. So yeah, people have to do what they gotta do. And the thing is, if I cannot have a simple thing as freedom of speech, then this is the path that I'm being forced to. I'm also not giving a rating. I gave every design of Marceline Lehman a 1 rating. Um, and it will not do anything, by the way. But if Board Game Geek hadn't pushed me out, I wouldn't be forced to. The thing is, that's the only statement I can make. Is I'm not gonna go to her Instagram or her social media. I'm not gonna go to social media of any of these review channels because I don't want to go into the deep end. But I feel that this is my small statement against hate and bigotry. Uh, because honestly, it's just a symbolic thing. Just giving it a one. I don't think it will hurt anybody. It's just uh, I'm not gonna give this game a rating. If I ever play it, because I will play it. Um, I'm also not gonna do a rating on it. I think uh, I think I think Office Dog uh, can just have a good. I really suggest you should check the game. Um, but this is just a personal thing. This is a personal thing for me. At SNL, maybe I will do a demo of it. But I think there's already like a lot of games that I'm interested in. So this is just one that uh, I will not buy at Essen. And because the thing is, if I play this game, it looks fun to play alone, and I don't want to play a game that's designed by someone that has uh, to rile up people to get her point across. I just don't. That's where I draw the line. That's my the line must be drawn here. Picard moment. Um, yeah. So okay, that was. I was really shaking and nervous about making this video, and I got nervous again at the end because I. It feels bad calling someone out, but the thing is, maybe she's very nice. Just talk to her. Just be respectful to her. But the thing is, if I see her, I feel no need to talk to her or anything. But that's my thing. I don't have to like everybody, and not everybody has to like me. But I'm not gonna rip into her or something like that. And I encourage everybody to not do that. And if you have an issue with her or with me, talk to me about it. Let's have a conversation. And the thing is, if I was one of as big as one of these channels, and they would invite me for a sit-in, not a sit-in. If they invite me for like an interview, like, hey, let's get everybody in the room, I would sit there and I would say what I'm saying to her, the same thing I'm saying it to you. And I would call out BDG, and I would call out like, hey, I gave your games a 1 because that's the only voice that I have. I can make that if if I could have made a different statement with words, I would. And I like when he used to say it's not right, but it's okay because we're all gonna make it anyway. Because I really feel that at the end of the day, even if we go through a storm, how we go through it is what defines us. And yes, we sometimes don't make the best decisions, but I don't want to make a decision where I have to yell at people or get upset. I do get upset when I see these things of, yes, I'm making this decision because I'm on the right side. So I can make any decision that I like. You can. Uh, and people can call me out about giving her a 1 rating. That's totally fine. But the thing is, I'm not pushing for hate and sit-ins and stuff like that. I'm not, and I will never be. I'm just not interested in your games. I'm not interested in your solo. Uh, and I would rather buy a CGE game. So that's basically, if that's the choice, I would rather buy a CGE game. Now that it will go to trans organizations. Yeah. Well, the thing is, she asked like to buy things from like I don't know if it's were an Etsy store, and that she would donate it. Like I can do if I want to, I can donate to uh, organ organizations directly. Why would I go through you? And so I found this whole conversation just weird. Things that I've been seeing and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm now nervous to posting this. I'm wearing my heart on my sleeve right now, and I yeah, but I still stand strongly towards this, and you can still stand strong against something, and still have an open debate and see both sides. I just implore everybody to be open-minded, be respectful, have a discussion, be careful out there online, because I've also heard from people that have been on the BGG Facebook page, and people have tracked them down. I don't know if they talk to moderators or moderators track them down to see which uh, profile was theirs, and they shut them out. I don't know. I cannot verify that that happened, but I believe it. Uh, until there's proof otherwise. And also people that have their account blocked, and with a message like this is final, there's no appeal to this. And just a question like you can only react if you want to have if your profile removed. If you cannot get your profile back, it's just like as if it has been removed. So that's so weird. It's like you're doing them a favor. You're not. What do you mean profile removed? It doesn't matter if people cannot access their profiles. It's well, if it's fake, I hope it's fake. Let's just be clear. I hope that this is not true. But the thing is, I've felt it in the flesh, being like, uh, really feel like being targeted with my freedom of speech by a BG moderator. Um, I will still use BG because they have not like murdered anybody, but I will not make my opinion on forums. It doesn't matter from now on which forum it is. I will not. I will not. Maybe I will just, if someone has, I will maybe go to the forum to ask for board game questions about like a rule or something, but I will not engage in, oh, how great is this game and stuff like that. I will do it on the Dice Towers reaction. I will do it on other people's channels that I'm still following. Daniel Radcliffe has an amazing channel. When he talked about this, I felt that there was a balance about being on the right side and doing the right thing. So I've been ranting. It's about an hour, right? Yep. An hour video. I think that's fine. I was not gonna do a half an hour, but I said everything that I wanted to say, everything that I needed to say. I hope I kept it respectful. I think I did. And uh, next Let's Talk is gonna be more positive. Um, so yeah, it's something I'm gonna do from now on. It's too bad that my first Let's Talk is a kind of like a more heavy-weighted subject. but I felt so strongly about this that I had to make this video because it would just itch at my conscience that I didn't speak up and didn't say what was going on and didn't do a follow-up. But I want to end on a high note. I think, um, yeah, the pressure helped. So I also want to say, like, good job on the people pressuring CGE. Pressuring in a way that, hey, letting them know, uh, because sometimes that can fall to the wayside if only just a few people do. Uh, I want to thank. I want to praise CGE for doing the right thing. Um, and I don't envy the situation that they're in. Um, so the thing is also kudos to CGE. Um, I hope that there's an internal discussion within publishers, because I don't know how many times publishers meet with each other and stuff like that. I would suggest to not shut CGE out. Um, but if we gonna go through these problems and find solutions that are good for everybody, that everybody can just say like, hey, we did the right thing and we did it together, I would implore the industry on doing that. Uh, and if possible, not shutting people out. Uh, and I would say to just people like you and me, let's be nicer. I will maybe come back to it if I ever follow the channels again. It's not as if I was watching lots of them videos, and maybe I will still watch the videos. Um, it's and maybe my subscriber will go down, and this is not my livelihood. You can see it on the subscribers. But this is something I feel strongly about, and I would not be me if I wasn't honest about this. I'm not gonna gravel or say things just to appease a certain group. Uh, and yeah, I'm so in the middle of this about doing the right thing that also calling stuff out is trying to make a bit more things more sense and nuanced. I know a lot of things were vague because I didn't keep any like receipts, how they call it. But this is a video that's basically just yesterday. I was I was mentally feeling like drained and stuff like that. It kind of came to me because, and then it was like it spiraled a bit in my head. It's like, oh, it's so negative. But I feel like maybe it's just a therapy thing for me. But yeah, let's gonna wrap it up for now. Um, I hope you I hope you liked the video. It's kind of like a heavy thing, but if I do another Let's Talk, then it's going to be about the industry is something that's on the news, and I will talk about it. It's going to be more about games, I guess. I hope, and I hope that we don't have to talk about these things that often in our hobby. That these things is something that we can learn from, and that we can better ourselves and being better people and publishers in this organization. So thank you guys for watching, and until the next time, I'm preparing my Essen thing. I have my envelope. I printed. I still needed to print something, so yeah, I just got back and I did this video, and I'm gonna do another video about my preparedness for the Spiel coming in. I think I said in a week in my little short, but it's coming. It's coming next week, I think. Yep. Am I saying next week? Wait. So that you guys know. Oh, it's coming in 2 weeks. Yep. Thinking in. Yep. almost in exactly 2 weeks. So thank you guys again for watching. I hope you have a great day, and with lots of love, be nice to each other. Bye.